Well, good afternoon everyone again. I'm just taking that spectacular view of the flatlands of Lincolnshire. Just look how flat it is. And today we are at St Helen's Church at East Keal, and we're just on the very outskirts of the Lincolnshire Wolds. As always, we'll have a look around, see if we can get in, see if there's any interesting graves, see if there's any war graves. I have no idea if there is, but that view is absolutely spectacular. I don't know if you can see it or not, but right in the distance there's Boston Stump in the middle of your screen right now. That's Boston Stump. If you've never heard of that, get on your Wikipedia, look it up. I'll do a tour of that at some point. We'll go up the tower there. So this is a bit dangerous, this churchyard, because as you can see it's situated on a very, very steep hill. We have got a few war graves. We'll check them out, see what's what. So the first one we have is 40032 Private A. Seymour, Manchester Regiment, 26th of July 1918. So World War One. There seems to be a mix of new graves and old graves. Some wooden markers, some stone markers. I'll just have a zoom you in on a few. And then see if we can find some more war graves. Fairly new one there, just a wooden marker. That view is so beautiful. Over there is the wash. It goes all the way over there is the wash. That direction goes away to sort of about there, and then it all turns into a river. On a really clear day, you can see it from here, I'd have thought. It is a nice clear day today, but the tide's probably out. There we go, there's St Helen's. Absolutely stunning location for a church. It's unbelievable. Some fresh flowers. And it looks like a fairly old grave there. We'll have a look at that in a minute. I'm just taking that view though. So we have another war grave. We have 40025 Private H. Smith, Lincolnshire Regiment, 22nd of April 1917, aged 24 years. Also in memory of 45097 Private J.T. Smith, 11th of the 4th 17, 2405, can't make that out, I.E. J.W. Smith, something 1918, also of the Lincolnshire Regiment. I hope you can see that. Presumably they were three brothers, all lost in World War One. It does make me sad how many families gave so much for what was really a pointless war. I mean, nobody really won. So, fresh flowers, an old grave. pretty much unreadable, who died 15th of October 1914, aged 58 years. Perhaps a relative has had their ashes scattered here. Perhaps. Rest in peace, whoever you are. If you ever visit this place, there is some public footpaths, but you do have to be careful because the hills are very steep. As you can see, public footpath going in two different directions. That view is unbelievable, it really is. So we have another war grave here. So we have Mr. C.H. Toynton, Ordinary Seaman, Royal Navy, SS/9210, HMS Victory, 12th of September 1918, aged 18. Well, I bet he had a tale or two to tell. Been on HMS Victory. Well, that's the Victory in Portsmouth or Plymouth or wherever it is. Or another HMS Victory. I have no idea. If you know, leave me a comment. In loving memory of a dear husband, dad and granddad, Charles Pollard, 1927 to 1999. Very well looked after. So that's St. Helen's. We'll have a look all around the outside first before we see if we can get in. I can't get over that view though. That view is tremendous. What a place to spend eternity. Wow. There's a World War I memorial there. We'll get to that shortly. Some fairly new. Oh, how sweet. I've got to show you this. Richard James Waters, 15th of August 1989 to the 1st of March 2015. We look for you in rainbows. How beautiful, but also how sad. I guess an old soldier lies here, and a granddad. Sometimes these things are just so sad, but I guess that's life. So we'll have a look at the war memorial. Rather more ornate than some of the ones I've seen. You look up there, it's got 2 carved angels or Jesuses or... To the men of West Keal who gave their lives in the Great War, 1914 to 1919. I think East and West Keal are pretty much one and the same place, although I'm sure the locals would argue with that fact. Definitely have to be careful here. I've just gone down a rabbit hole, nearly broken my ankle. So I'll tell you what, before we try and get in, we'll go around the rest of it. Some very old graves this side. Most of them unreadable. That's the Church of St. Helen's from this angle. Commands quite a view. There's a very big hole there. I don't know if you can see it, but I think Mr. Badger's been around here somewhere. Huge great hole there. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a badger set or a foxhole. I'll tell you, if something pokes its head out, I'm running. I'm off. You're on your own if that happens. And I think Mr. William Roberts has been disturbed down there somewhere. And yeah, I'm not going to stick my hand in. That is just not happening. Yeah, plainly the badgers have fun, or the foxes. Sorry if my voice is a bit wonky today. Got a bit of a head cold going on for some reason. You know the thing, snotty nose, sneezing everywhere, bit of a cough. Such is life though, right? And that's a big old pine tree. I think it's a pine tree. It's huge. I wonder if that started life as somebody's Christmas tree and they planted it here. That's mega. Horsey! Horsey, horsey! Some very old graves around here. No idea what's going on here. What's going on here then? Really got to watch out for the rabbit holes as well. There's holes everywhere. Look, there's more holes here. Jesus. Animals. So that's somebody's gate by the looks of it. And that's their own private track. I'm going to be nosy. Sorry. But I won't have a look at the horsey. Hey, horsey, horsey. There we go. Mr. Horsey. Having a good old munch. Beautiful animal. Amazing creatures. There's another one. Wow. So elegant. And yet all they do all day is munch. Insatiable creatures. Some more animal holes there. Oh look, there's a crypt thing. Oh my god, I've never seen that before. Plainly that pipe is there to let some of the gases out. Yeah, I'm not going down there. Anybody know what that's for? Let me show you. Going into the church, wiping one's feet. No idea what they're called. Feet wipers, probably. There's some astonishingly new bricks there on a very old building. So this is about it for the tour of the outside of St Helens. We'll have a... Well, that's a bit weird. Have you seen... Look. Right, what are these? These funny things here. What are they all about? There's two of them. Yeah, ignore my car in the background. I wonder if they used to be at the top of the church, because they look suspiciously like... They look suspiciously like... those things there. I don't know if it's in focus. Hopefully it is. Well, that's suspiciously what they look like. I wonder if they fell down at some point and they've been planted just there and there. Yeah. Might have to have a look into that. Some rather interesting decoration on the walls of this one. That. Some shields, coat of arms, whatever they might be. But just look at that view. Like, wow. That is amazing. Some newer residents down here. A bit flippant, I know, but one day we're all going to be resident of somewhere. Let me show you the clock. Those gargoyles are brilliant. Wow. Plainly very old. Right up there, there's a nice old clock. So it's 1:10, so I'm assuming that's right. You never know. Let's check the view out again for a few seconds before we try and get in. I hope they've got the air conditioning on because it is rather warm today. I don't know why they look familiar, but they do. All sorts of things above the door. They did some interesting carvings back in the day. So let's see if we can get in. Yes, we can. Wow. There's a big old organ there. Oh, heck, I hope we can get out again. Yeah, well. Well, that's a bit scary. I don't know what that's all about, but very scary. Mothers Union St Helen, East and West Keal. Don't really know what the parts of a church are called. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Good old Queenie. Met her once many years ago. Nice old girl. I was smoking a cigarette at the time and she told me not to set her forest on fire. So I'm going to tip you backwards so you can have a good look up the old dubbins up there. I don't think it's a good idea to climb spire really. It says no end. One day I'm going to put my brave pants on and do these things. And if you want to pause and read that. There we go. Just look at this, it's brilliant, isn't it? Right, wow, the old font there. These places are amazing, and they're always cool. Old snooker table there, look. Old bishop or something or other. Let's have a look at some of the plaques on the wall. There's some great old carvings on these churches sometimes. Plainly this one had quite a lot of money for the original people that carved it. Lots of books. We have the bell. The clock in the church tower was installed in May 1939 to the glory of God and to the dear memory of Edward Mason Grantham, Captain, the East Links Regiment, who fell at Ypres on 27th of February 1915. It is a gift from his wife and children. Peace and goodwill to all mankind. So the clock is itself a memorial to Captain Edward Mason Grantham. How cool is that? Finally going to live forever. Wow, that door is so wonky. The organ is massive. Musical organ, I mean. Those of you of a different way of thinking. Very uncomfortable chair. That's the doorway where you wipe your feet on the way in. Presumably that way for the servants back in the day. The baldricks, if you will. Wow, that organ's fantastic. I hope the camera focused on that properly. So this is pretty much it for the inside of St Helens. There's a little pipe there. Why would a little pipe? Why? What's that all about? Let's see where it goes. Okay, it's the heating system. Yeah, not that the place needs a heating system. So there appears to be a donation box. That's a very old painting of St Helens. There appears to be a donation box. Let's give them some money for letting me in. Not much, it's all the change I've got. But I'm sure it'll make a difference somewhere. So let's go and have another look at the view. Yep, I'm stuck. Oh no, I've got out. Oh. I just look at the view what greets you when you come out. Oh my god, that is amazing. Wow. So with that view, we'll call it a day. Thank you once again for watching. This is one man's random adventures, checking out the churches of Lincolnshire, and I'll see you all in the next one. Like, subscribe, comment if you want, but thank you for watching. That's the important part. Thank you.